sharing Educandus so that everyone can see which are the news, how it looks like. So this is week 1. In here, I think the syllabus is missing still, but I have it in my other computer. I had to change my computer. I had a problem last week, so I have to upload that. But the lesson plan is there with the details. There has been a slight change. I will explain to you, but it's okay. Then you will see always so important documents here in general for the whole semester. Then you will have the video and the PPT, always in that order, so you find them. And then the materials to complete the homework. So in this folder, you will find, if you click, the pedagogical standards, the PDF document, and the task. I don't know whether you can see that, but if you click there, you will see. So can you see the main page here? Can you see the main page?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay, yes, you can see. So we have the materials. Then usually we will have the agreements, everything we agree. The agreements can be at the end. Well, I can change this, the order. So you always find the agreements at the end. Well, this can be changed. But anyway, you know that every week we have the agreements for next week. So if you don't quite remember what to do, what you can do is, go to Educandus and check the agreements. So it's difficult to move them, but these elements can be moved. And then the forum. I know, sorry, it's allergic, change of seasons. Then what you have here is the forum, and this is the Pedagogical Standards 2, Section 2, which I indicated you needed to upload. Your answers need to be uploaded to the forum. So did you work with forums last semester? Do you know how to work there? Vanessa?
Yes, but that way I don't remember.
Okay, so in the forum, so you have forum, you have a forum, you have to go there. Wait, okay, we will. Okay, if you click there in the forum, it will go to another page. Now it's sharing. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so this is the page inside the forum. Again, you have the questions for you to remember, which is the section I need to upload. Here is the instructions. You always have the same instruction, plus now you will have a rubric that we will see. And here you click and you write you upload your copy, your answers. Yes? Here? So here you write the name. So it is about pedagogical standards, yes? Pedagogical standards. Standards. Then you copy from your Word, paste here, and you send to the forum. Yes? Do you remember now?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's easy. You know how to do it. And then you will be also commenting, but you know that in the forum, you have a way to comment, to respond to your classmates' comments. That is something we cannot see here since we don't have comments, but you can start today, this afternoon, tomorrow, to upload everything the section you did in your last week's task. Yes? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, it's okay. It is okay. The forum will be open. They will not close so that you can, Phoebe is coming. So whenever you have time, even if you are behind or some time has passed, forums will be always open. And remember, you will have, you have participation grade, and the participation grade is important. It's one of the grades you have. But because above all, because this writing in the forum will keep you on task, will keep you in the topic, thinking about the topic we are learning, and also help you develop your writing. So we will see. Oh, hello, Phoebe, are you okay? We are talking about Educandos and the materials you can find there and the forum. And the forum has this objective. On the one hand, that you keep on task. It is asynchronous, so you know that you can participate at 2 o'clock in the morning, this week, next week, and you will have also portions of your grade being uploaded to you so that you can track how we are doing. If there is something you didn't do, you forgot commenting, then you will have there your feedback. So always keep attention to the forum. That's a way to communicate even when we are not online. And remember that getting connection sometimes is difficult. So forums need to work well. And you don't have a limit, time limit. So that's good about the forum. And do you know how to comment on your classmates? Have you seen that before?
Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, please.
How do you know how to comment to your classmates?
Yes.
Yes.
We
okay. All right. So you will do that. My students in second year are doing that, and I was trying to show you an example. So the forum needs to be, you need to pay attention always, because that's the way in which you communicate with your classmates. And I can see that communication. I can read and give you feedback. Okay. Moreover, on the top of that, we go back to, can you see my page here?
Yep.
Okay, so this is week 1. So the only thing you need to do from week 1 is to upload section 2, the second section of your task, and comment to your classmates. So week 3, this is something I have been working with. You have important documents. Okay. So we have Paola and Paola, welcome. Okay, I will. So Phoebe, I said hello. Paola, hello. Are you okay? We are just going through elements in Educandos, so you will be able to check later. But Rocio, nice to see you. Hello. And so whenever you go to the important documents, you will see there the forum participation rubric. So you open, you download it. It's a Word document that I need to share with you. And this Word document, in there, you will find the descriptors that you need to pay attention for the rubric. So let me check with you. forum participation rubric. Okay. Okay, is there anyone? I saw someone coming. Someone? Who is this person? We don't have a name. Who are you? Hello? What? Someone. A phantom, a ghost.
Oh,
Yes, someone who didn't have a name. That's strange. Okay, so this is the rubric. It's a little bit big, but anyway, I needed to write a lot. And as I was saying, Francisco, okay, Francisco probably was him. In the rubric, you will see we have two sections, like two big sections. The post and the comments, but everything is in writing, so you need to pay attention to your writing. On the one hand, that you write on the topic, yes? So if we're talking about standards, then you keep on task, yes? You keep on talking about that topic. And the language refers on how you use the vocabulary, yes, according to your level, that you write the sentences that are clear, that have a beginning, an end. Remember, we saw this in the workshop last semester, how to write a good sentence. So go and check all of that. And this will be an excellent exercise for you to practice. And grammatical forms, remember everything you have learned, the verbs, the nouns, and you can communicate your meaning. Always remember as well that we have 5 bands. Band 0 means you don't post anything. Yes, that's 0. And it goes to 7, in which you fulfill all the requirements. Poor, this is not, if you're in this band, you're not passing. So you need to get to this band to pass. Of course, this every week you will have, or every 2 weeks, you will have something to comment. And so you will receive feedback. Yes, so you will receive feedback. Those are sections of your final grade. And you always have the opportunity to improve. So next time you will do better. So that's important about the forum. It's like you're doing a little bit every week or every 2 weeks, so that you have a possibility to improve. So next time you will be better, next time better. So that's the idea of the forum. I like this. It's a process. Writing is a process. So this lets us see how you develop. The next section of the rubric indicates the comments, and the comments have special contents. So I am not just commenting on anything. I need to comment on the conceptual topic we are talking about. If it is standards, then you're talking about standards. You're giving opinions, yes, so 2 personal opinions about that post. Remember that the section you're posting is something that is your creation. It's something represents your ideas, your proposals. So you will need to give your opinion about what your classmates write. And suggestions for improvement. And there you are being, of course, taking into account that you respect your classmates, and that probably your classmates have a different idea. But whatever we say to our classmates needs to be polite and always looking for the improvement. So do you understand the word improvement? Improve?
I think yes.
Mejorar, yes. Son oportunidades de mejora, yes, opportunities for improvement. And also we are checking communicative achievement. This is very much related to this. So are you communicating what you want to say? So you are you keep on talking about the same topic. You respect vocabulary and grammatical forms, and you communicate what you want to say, and then you respect the words, the minimum amount of words.
Donde les podemos cambiar el color cuando queramos.
Francisco,
It's here. Francisco, do you want to say hello?
Sorry.
To class? That's okay. I'm glad you're here. Anyway, we do not follow your conversation, but it's okay. Okay, so the number of words. So you read the rubrics so that you know what you're expected to. So it is important that you follow, after reading the rubrics, you want to write to your classmates, you read the rubric to see if you are doing all of the, you are keeping all of the elements in place. So that's one of the documents I wanted to share with you. Okay, the other document is the portfolio. So finally we have a portfolio. There will be the collection of some of your tasks. I will let you know which. And you know, Catalina, you will need to copy your, you will copy from your tasks, the task you're doing that I send you, and paste on this document. And the document is called the portfolio. It will be a collection of your work, different work that we do. So this is the cover page, the introduction, and then you have numbers of tasks. So task 1 is pedagogical standards. So if you want to write here the name, you write name. I write names. So every Word document has a name, and therefore you can write it there. The date, which is a topic, pedagogical standards, which are the materials, and you have the document, yes, the document, and description of what you did. We read the pedagogical standards document, we answer questions, and here, this is the middle. Here is where you copy and paste your task. Whenever you finish your task, you copy here. So this is the body of everything, so it doesn't matter how long it is. And then you have a short reflection about what you did that day, in that week.
Teacher,
So yes? Yes?
I'm sorry, I have a question. Las tareas son las que estaban en el PPT, la tarea 1 y la 2 acerca de los estándares pedagógicos. ¿Esas son las que tenemos que pegar?
Yes, yes. Era un Word, so it was a Word document. Yes.
Hay que pegar la pregunta junto con la respuesta.
Yes, exactly. That goes here, and then you reflect on the task. What did I learn from the task? I learned about the standards, blah, blah. Yes? What did I do differently? What do you do differently in this task? So I am asking you, you reflect on your own. What would you do differently? Would you read again? Which strategy would you implement? Probably watch a video. Anything you think you would do differently. And what would you like to learn? And so every task that you need to upload here, you will have the same mechanics. Remember, because this happens, that you need to work every week and finish the task so you're not behind, because we have a deadline we will see later. So for you not to be in December rushing with the portfolio, it is better to do every week a little bit. There are not so many tasks. I have like anyway, 5, 6 tasks here, but you can add more if we have more. I think we have around 6 or 7 tasks. And the final section will be a final section reflection about the whole semester. So these answers will be when you finish the semester. So that's the portfolio. I think I counted 6 tasks, but if there is another one, you add it. Yes, you put task 7, it doesn't matter. Yes, you can do this, it's evolving. Yes, the portfolio evolves, but I think we have around 6 tasks. I will always remind you, always in the housekeeping section, remember, you need to complete the portfolio, because that's something you do little by little. And I am not checking everything you're doing. I am only checking the section you upload to the forum. So you need to be always doing and be responsible for that section of the work. And then you have also, have the rubric. In the rubric, you will have also 5 bands and the descriptors. So again, that's useful. Check them today. Last semester, there were students who told me at the end, oh, I found the rubrics. Now I am reading the rubrics, so it's better to read at the beginning. So, again, you have 5 bands from non-existent, if you don't do anything, to 7. You have a format section. So you follow the format of the portfolio, the organization, and the communication. So always remember that you're following a format, but you're also paying attention to content. So this is a rubric that similar to the comments or forum postings, in the sense that it is important what you say, yes, that you communicate correctly, that your ideas are clear. So this is the most important, these bands in which you have clear, organized, coherent, and cohesive, yes. So the quality of what you produce. And it is evolving, always, it is a process. You start at a point and you finish at another point, hopefully. And you have plenty of opportunities to write and improve. Then each task will be also evaluated. Yes, it has each task will have sections, yes, a content. So again, what you say, that you read the materials and you are able to complete the task with the material and your idea, your ideas. And the communication, so that you are able to communicate. If I cannot understand what you write, then you're not communicating. But again, as I say, it's a process. It's something you develop. Yes? Always think of that. It's always a way to improve and develop. And then the reflections, since they are free, well, I give you some questions, but this is also here in the reflection, you show your process, how you improve hopefully in your process of reflecting and learning the language and learning the topics. So everything it's not quantitative. It's not if you have 6 or 7 tasks, but mostly that you really show your creativity. Yes, creativity, the process of your learning, the clear communication. So always remember that. I will always be reminding you to check the portfolio, and also the lesson plan. You have there signaled, this is a task to complete and to add to the portfolio. So you have that information available. Okay, so I think those are the important documents I wanted to show you. Plus in this week, So this is Educandos. Everyone has been added to Educandos, and we have the narration books. The books I could scan. Remember, the children's books will be here. There are 3. There is a 4th one, but my phone stopped working, and and it is in 2 sections. I need to put only one document, so that will do this afternoon, and probably I will add up one more. Since they are very long and time is very short, and I couldn't take them to a place to be scanned. So the scanning goes slow, but you will have some materials to start working with the new task. Well, okay, any questions?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so that about housekeeping. As I say, we always start with housekeeping. I think I explained to you all of the documents we needed to pay attention to. So that's important. If I have something else, I will come back later. And now, so always we start with this. So tell me, how was the last task? Could you all do the task? Okay, let me check. The task about the standards, could you do it?
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
Okay, great. So always remember, we started earlier just because we need to organize about the workshop, you know. So we're starting a little bit earlier. But in here, housekeeping, I will always be reminding you, yes. If there are materials, if there are books that you need to check, always in the folders, a forum, yes, check you have uploaded and commented to your classmates, and the new documents, the portfolio, the rubrics, and the forum participation. These are the new documents for this week. About the module, I needed to inform you that I changed the date for the oral exposition to the 9th of October. Since we are presenting the topic today, you will have one more week to prepare, and I will explain. By the end of the class, you will notice why. So I only moved this 1 week, since I think we are very packed with things, and we haven't had classes last week, so we will have one more week. We are fine. So this is your first evaluation. It will be the oral evaluation. Then we will have the writing next month. But as I told, you will start working with the project. You work every day with the portfolio and the participation. So these three evaluations, PPP, portfolio, project, participation, is a little bit every week. Remember that. Yes, they are due in December, but you cannot come to the 11th of December without anything finished. That's too late, you see? So that means it is due. That's the end. That's the final end. Everything needs to be ready before. So that's why I need you to pay attention, because this is your responsibility. We can check on class, how are you doing with your project? I can check sections of your work in participation, but this is your responsibility, okay? You need to, whenever the date is due, then it has to be finished. So pay attention to all of that. I will remind you every week. And always remember that there are things, the things you will do in group. The evaluation in group will be the project work. And probably you will work in pairs as well in some discussions. We will see. but then other of your homework will have to be done individually. Plus the portfolio, the putting together of the elements is your work, it's individual work. Okay, then the regulations, remember, we always meet every week. So you need to wake up early and be ready. Be ready. And then, are there any questions?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Questions?
With the first evaluation.
Yes,
How
the
can we-
oral. The oral work. We will work so with the topic today, you will prepare a task, and then you will prepare the oral exposition. What I thought is that because of time, we will not be able to present live. We need a short video. We can watch a videos online and comment. Also, you can comment to your classmates in a forum, but I don't think we have time for live exposition. Yes, so to present online, just because it will take us too long, and we don't have so many classes. Remember, but we will see with the topic with today's class. You will see that the topic, and then you have a task to complete. Any other question? You will have one more week for this exposition, so you will have next class. You can show an advance for that, and we will clarify doubts as well. Okay, so any other question? The decision about whereas we can do a live presentation or a video, it depends on time. Remember, we have very few classes. In December, we will almost not have classes. December is just to show, to present the project. That will be live. You will present your project, your activities. So December is just the final expositions, let us say, and you finish in the portfolio and everything. So classes need to be finished by the end of November, and we have 2 months only. So that's why we are running with time, rushing with time. That's our problem mainly, but we will also make decisions as we go. Okay. Then Unit 1 revision, pedagogical standards. Could you read the standards and do the task? You told me you could. So, pedagogical standards. The proposal is that we reflect about pedagogical standards and disciplinary standards in relationship to each unit. Remember that we have different units, different outcomes. Yes, learning outcomes. And therefore, they will connect somehow to the pedagogical standards for elementary school. And that is something we'll need to discuss every week. But for that, your input, whatever you upload to the forum today, tomorrow, it will be a great input, a great source of input for me to know how much you know, how much you understood, and what are we going to discuss every week. So they are the descriptors, yes, and some reflections can be in the portfolio. I will let you know which. So your speaking time. What would you like to comment about the task of pedagogical standards? Who would like to say something? Let us see. You had, for example, what are the pedagogical standards? What did you write there? What are pedagogical standards? Okay, your turn.
Can you repeat?
Yes, what are the pedagogical standards? Remember, that was one of the questions in the
The
test.
first question
The
was,
first question, yes, exactly, the first. What are
eh,
pedagogical standards? Yeah, I listen to you.
¿quién, Vane? ¿Tú o yo?
Dale,
Ya,
nos complementamos.
Yes,
ya, me encanta, me encanta. Pedagogical standards are like the goals that the educator be able to commit. It have what?
Yes, their goals. Yeah, excellent.
Goals. It has like an objective, help and guide. Guide? How do you pronounce guide?
Give, vive,
Give,
give.
de guiar,
Guide.
guide
Yes.
to the educators when they are teaching in a school. It improves their works and the different ways to transmit learning and values of their students.
Yes, excellent. So it's important for your future work. So imagine how much you need to pay attention to the standards. You're not going to forget the standards. It's not something that's homework at university. No, that's your future life in schools. That's why it's so important for you to discuss about the standards. Excellent. Vanessa, then you wanted to answer, why are the standards necessary in the educational system? Okay.
Are necessary for creating uniformity in what every teacher should have and how to do it in the classroom. Be able to teach this a reference for every teacher, and like that the educational system will have prepared teachers with general knowledge at national level in benefit of every student who are the core of everything.
Yes, at the core of everything. Excellent. So for unification, also for quality, that's a word you will read a lot, so that every student has access to kind of quality in education. You need to achieve that. Okay, yes, it is excellent. You need to offer this kind of quality in education to all the students. And so that's something that also guides the idea of the standards. And how can institutions, teacher education programs, academicians, and teacher candidates profit from working with and following the standards? Why do you think we need to do this work now that you are teacher candidates and our career is growing up? It is new, but it's growing. Why do we need to pay attention? What's our benefit? Profit is benefit, okay? Beneficio. What's the benefit? What do you think?
La 3, ¿verdad?
Yes,
La pregunta 3.
Yes, question 3.
I wrote that if they may learn the pedagogical standards, they or we will be a teacher with, I don't know that perfection is the word, but como que sí, no, así como no llegar a ser perfectos, pero tener una buena formación.
A good education, yes, and reflection option.
Yes, and that would improve the learning of the students. That means that the standards help to the teachers to be better. And teachers help students and institutions to be better with more knowledge, literacy, and values. So I can write that everything related with education depends of pedagogical standards. It's like como una Biblia.
Well, it's a guide. It is a guide. It is it's an important document because it gives you a guide. It gives you objectives, outcomes, yes. So goals to achieve, and have a framework. But I think teachers and also professors benefit because it is a door open to reality. So we are bringing the reality to the classroom and tell you, okay, guys, this is not only academic work, reading and writing and doing something that does not connect to school, but this is something, this is an element that is a true element from reality. And these documents need to be in your life since very early, because later when you come to schools, then you will be lost, not knowing what we're talking about, what the school is talking about, and the system is working, is talking about. So this section 2, okay, Phoebe was saying something, and let me check the chat. Phoebe, it was you or Krishna? I tend to be confusing. Well, but that's normal in me. I will confuse. Phoebe and Krishna seem to be kind of twins for me somehow. I don't know why, but that happens to me usually. I tend to connect people according to, I am not sure what, but that has happened to me before. Okay, so Krishna, is that you? I cannot read your comments. Can you comment again? Was it Phoebe or Krishna? Doesn't seem I can read your comments. Okay, EPD. Okay, here. No. Did you write anything, girls? Okay, here. Phoebe, yes, Phoebe. They are references for the orientation for teachers to form good teachers. Yes, to educate. Yes, good teachers. Yes, exactly, Phoebe. That was the first question. Yes, it is to provide you with good education, good guidance, documents from real life. So not only books, because then what happened in the old times? I knew everything from the books, but I didn't know the documents from schools. And that is a gap that then you learn too late. So that's why what we are doing now is changing that. So now you have to study the documents from reality. And that will give you a door open that will be much more useful for you. So here, the following standards, this is your reflection, and this is what you are uploading to the forum. What kind of knowledge do the standards develop in teacher candidates? Francisco, do you have this one? Francisco, haven't heard you. Anyone? Javiera? What kind of knowledge do the standards develop in teacher candidates? More or less we have said already.
Can I answer that?
Oh, okay. But to give everyone possibilities to participate. Okay. Yeah, okay.
The first,
Yes.
I think that a practical knowledge, because here in the pedagogical standard is the theory of the many considerations that the teacher must have. So teacher must put in on the table the learning of the list.
Yes, so it's theoretical and practical. I think theoretical and practical, because that's our job. You see, this is probably theoretical, but since we're now working with the standards at university, we are going to open the door to that practical section. And that's very related to question 2. What kind of activities, in your opinion, can be developed? And here is the creativity of the teachers, like you, young people, energetic. So this is your creativity, what I was showing you, remember in the section in the rubric, in the portfolio rubric? So every task will have some element that is your creation, yes? The project, for example, is also full creation, but also the portfolio will have a section with creation. The oral exposition will have also your creation, your building up of something new from the theory, of course. So, so this is your creation. Well, which activities can be developed to help teacher candidates remember the standards? So this will give us a bank of creative activities. For example, in thinking that you are the teachers, the professors, and you need to teach others about the standards. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a very simple activity. We would have done it in face-to-face, just in 2 minutes. You would have read and color code and tell me what's the most important idea in each one. So the most important concept in standard 6 is, it's done already for you?
Evaluation.
Evaluation, that's the most. But each standard, if you read it properly, has a main idea. Yes, a main idea. And you can do it quickly. You can do it with colors. That's a very short, simple warm-up activity. And then the more you work with them, the more you remember. Yeah. So evaluation, standard 6. School culture, 7. Yes. Diversity, 8. So you already, eventually when you finish college and you go to school, you will know this by heart. Yeah. And then you will not need even to read. You will know what is here and the numbers and what do they mean. So that's the idea, that you become independent in having this knowledge. So I will be very, very curious to read your activities posted in the forum, but we will give this a little bit of mystery. Yes, and you upload this to the forum. I will read there and you comment to your classmates. So this instruction is always there. Then you have the rubric, but they follow the same idea. Okay, so I will be waiting to read, and probably next class we will talk about these creative activities. We leave a little bit of mystery because we need a new presentation on our unit 1. And you know, we're working with teachers' literature. Is that okay with the standards? Did everyone understand? Boys and girls? Girls and boys?
Yes, I understand.
Okay,
Me
so
too.
the whole task you will copy into the portfolio.
Portfolio.
Remember? Yeah, exactly. Yes, Krishna says yes. Okay, Krishna. But they write in tandem, Krishna and Phoebe. So I get confused. Sorry about that, girl. But probably, I don't know. That happens with my brain.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yeah, Catalina.
Before to start. En el portafolio dice, ya, la fecha, el tema de la clase, yo le puse Pedagogical Standard, los materiales y los textos, ¿qué hay que poner ahí? No sé si lo explicó en delante.
¿El manual o no?
What did you run? The element, the materials. You read the standards, the pedagogical standards. Okay, let me show you.
Ah, ¿puedo poner el nombre en español de...?
Sí,
Ah,
sí, el nombre es en español, exacto. It is in the lesson plan as well. Yeah, you see in the lesson plan you can see the name in Spanish and the quote, the citation. So remember, this is also important in academics. Yes, you're citing the documents. And let me show you.
Y por el momento solamente hay que completar la tarea número 1 y 2. O solamente las...
1, I will explain 2 now. Yes, so here you have, this is the citation, Catalina, can you see? Pedagogical standard, this is the title. Or this is the title.
Okay.
Pero se cita estándares orientadores para egresados de carrera de pedagogía en educación básica, estándares pedagógicos y disciplinarios, Mineduc 2012. This is the quotation, yes? And this is the official name, yes? Okay, perfect. Okay, so you cite that, that's one instrument, and the other is the task. That you know the task, yeah? You know the task, so there it is. If there is any other book, for example, we are citing, then you write the citation of the book, the author, the name of the book, so that's little by little you will be copying that. Phoebe is asking about the forum portfolio. Portfolio would be the forum. No, not the whole portfolio, Phoebe. It's only one section. Each task has a section that goes in the forum. Only one section. So remember to read your tasks in detail. Do I have task 1? Here, probably not. Okay, bear with me. I have a new computer. But in the, you have the task. Let me show you. So to call your attention, it's a good question because you will have a new task. Okay, just here. All right, I will show you. And this will be for every task. Sometimes there's a change in the pattern. I'm sorry because of my allergy. Okay, so this is the task. Can you see the task? Okay.
No.
All right, let me check. Okay, this is a task, pedagogical standards task. And you have this one, this is section 1, and this is section 2. So you answer the questions. Everything goes to the portfolio, everything, yes, everything. And then you have C, summarize information, yes, and add to the portfolio. That's a complete task. But upload pedagogical standards 2 section, you see? So it's only this section that you are uploading. And then when you go to Educandos, you also have the same forum and you have this explanation. So this is the only thing you upload. That's why I tell you, I will be checking that you are completing one section of your task. But it's your responsibility to complete everything and copy to the portfolio before December. Yes, let us say before the 1st of December. Otherwise, you will be rushing and going crazy, and all the modules will be asking you to finish things. That's why. That's why I was talking about that before. Okay, and here you have that. So every task will have, okay, this is the section you're uploading. Pay attention to that. Not everything. It will be too long. And moreover, we will be publishing only the sections that imply your creations, your proposals, your activities, everything that is original done by you. Okay, so Krishna says, okay, Krishna, yes, with the document, sometimes we have different programs. So I will try to, if you cannot, Krishna, I will send you via email. Just email me, please. So there might be some problems when I work with my Mac. You will probably have problems with Windows. That can also happen, okay? So hopefully we can overcome that situation, but that can happen. So you just write to me and I will try. I have both systems now, so I can help you with that. Okay, so we are children's literature. The new presentation for this unit. And we need to focus on what is reading. What do you think? An effective way to understand what you read is? How can we complete the sentence? How do you understand what you read?
A book.
Reading a book, yes. Reading a book, yes. You're reading you're reading many different kinds of texts, but yes. What is an effective way to understand what you read? And you're reading constantly just because of your academic work. That there are reading situations in every area, in different areas, and we need to focus that moreover.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sorry. We will be talking about children's literature. So a lot in the module has to do with reading, but also there are different ways of reading, as I was saying. And this is what we will be exploring. So, yes. Catalina, was that you?
To separate the paragraph or to better comprehend, ay, no sé cómo se dice, mejor comprensión.
Understand. Separate paragraphs. Paragraphs to understand better.
Yes.
Okay, that can be. So you separate paragraphs and you go paragraph by paragraph. It's a good strategy. Any other? How is an effective way to understand what you read? How do you read for your academic work? Do you read aloud, silently, with music?
With music.
Yes, I also did that. I studied with music so that it helped me connect, and I always remember the song and what I was studying. But some people work like that. You need to find out which is your own style or how you read better. Yes. So listening to music, others read in silence. Listen to music and read. Okay, any other? This is focusing on you, of course, as adults, no? As readers, as learners, students who need to read a lot.
Highlight the
Highlight, yes, highlight, excellent. Highlight section, sentences, ideas, concepts. Yes, excellent. That means there are people who can only read on paper, for example. Others can read online. I could read online, for example. My classmates needed to print everything and read. Yeah, that's also possible. So we are always looking for a way in which we can understand. And understand is important, as you can see. So it's reading and understanding. And there are different ways you can also create a graphic organizer. Do you know a graphic organizer? This one?
Yep.
So yes, that's also a way you can understand. You're also focusing on yourselves as learners, as students. Let's create a graphic organizer. So you're focusing on graphic organizer. You're focusing on yourselves. Okay. So what do you do every time you start reading? How do you read? One idea, you sit down to read. How do you read? One idea?
In how es como, ¿verdad?
Yes.
I forget that. I need reading with a quiet environment. And
read, for reading, for reading, I need
a quiet or relaxed environment.
Yes, exactly. Quiet.
With silence.
Yeah.
And
relaxed.
no sé si...
Excellent, relaxed.
And some people, including me, read of a better way in the night, at night.
Yes, at night. Yes, the time of the day is important, the place, the light, if you need a lot of light, if not. Yes, me too.
Aunque
Yes.
duelen los ojos después, pero encuentro que es mejor.
Okay. Yes, I read in the night. Yes, yes, because you're a night person. So you would probably be that student that studies at night, reads at night, and sleeps in the day. That's probably the case. It was my case. And since we were under lots of pressure in postgraduate studies, one of the recommendations older students had given me was observe when you can work better. And that's a great piece of advice. Because of culture, we are pressed to work in the morning or the afternoon and to sleep in the night. But some people do not work like that. So I found that it was better for me to work in the evening and night, and I was more productive. So that was my time for work, and I produced more. So that's something you also learn to follow your rhythm, yes, and work. I read at night and work better. Yes, at night, in the morning. Afternoons are awful for me because I cannot concentrate in the afternoon, but I can concentrate in the evening. So that's good. That's good also. That's another strategy. And whatever you do, you prepare silence or music or, yes, Catalina says, night persons, yes, owl, yes, the owl, yeah. It's the circadian system or something like that. Yes, okay. So some people organize the place, some others prefer light, organize the illumination, the lighting, a relaxed environment, or an environment with some noise. So all of the time we are trying to set up a setting for reading. And that's the way in which we also do with others. That's for ourselves, but it can also be for others. And so think that now we are learning about how to work with reading with students, with children. And that means also children will need this environment, yes? And we will see next year a lot about the environment. We have a module for that, for creating an environment. And many of the things we read with the students last semester was about that, creating the environment, the section in which students read and do that activity, for example. And so that's also not only a personal activity, but it's also a social activity, an activity you do in the classroom with students of different ages, children, younger and older. So Krishna and Phoebe are also night people. Okay, girls, you will be great night owls and workers in the night. So you will be coming to the campus at 8 o'clock with your eyes closing, because that will be the time you will be tired. So you would like to sleep at that time. So as we said, reading is an activity we do normally, but we need an environment, we need an organization. And that's something we do personally, individually, and socially. And schools are a place for reading. Yes, Catalina?
I think, ¿cómo digo esto? It's not always the book. Everything we read.
Yes, exactly, everything.
The TV we read,
yes.
the cell phone.
Exactly, cell phone. So you're reading all the time.
And we need
very authentic activity because you read all the time for lots of purposes. Yeah.
And that helps for the
understanding.
¿Cómo se pronuncia comprehension o cómo?
No, because this is un mal amigo. It's the wrong cognate that you're using.
¿Y cómo se dice?
It's understanding.
Understanding.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. So this is understanding. That's comprensión. Understanding del verbo understand, entender.
¿Y existe la otra palabra?
It is comprehend, we will find it, comprehend and comprehension. Reading comprehension is also understanding, yes. Reading comprehension. Yes. So understanding is, it will improve your comprehension or understanding. Yes, both. Yes, those are nouns, ¿sí? Sustantivos. Comprehension and understanding, yes. But for example, comprehensive, the adjective means very, how can I say that? Involves a lot of elements. Comprehensive es como muy amplio, incluyendo muchos elementos. So that's why comprehension can be a little bit different. They're confusing. But understanding, yes, you will improve your understanding or your comprehension. There you can use both. Okay. And so what is reading? This text you will read again when you do the task, but this comes from my investigation for my master's thesis, in which I worked with reading strategies. And so I worked with students in postgraduate courses in England and secondary school students in my school in Argentina. And they did different activities to show me which were the strategies they used. And the theory says that whenever we are reading, we are performing an interactive process, constructive. And that is something that we know, we are not always aware that whenever we are reading, we are creating, for example, create some kind of graphic organizer or some product to help me understand, but I am also creating a meaning. So whenever I am reading, I am not passive. I am always interacting with the text. So also reading favors the use of personal and cultural knowledge. So I don't sit and read in a blank. No, I read with whatever I know from before and whatever my culture is. Yes. And then I interpret, and Upton says very clearly, is that you create meaning. So the meaning is not separate from your understanding, yes? Here, as we said here, it's not separate from understanding. The text is not external to that meaning you are understanding. It's something you are developing. And that's a good way to see reading, because we tend to think we are separate, person reading and the text. But no, that's not true. We are all the time interacting. And that's why also reading involves the development of linguistic knowledge. In order to read, you need to know which language in this case, because you need to read this. What do you, which language are we reading in? Which is a language? Japanese?
English.
English, yeah.
No sabía si decir español o...
No, we're reading in English. So you need linguistic content, but also processing skills. You're all the time understanding, yes? This process, yeah? You're following a process. So you know the language, you process, and you develop cognitive skills. You get to know something new, to understand something new. And that's also in Spanish, of course. This happens in every language. Whenever you read, you develop all of this independently of the language. And also it results in an interaction and integration of information. So that's reading. Reading is not separated from you, and you're always integrating, interacting. So it's also, guys, the reader to obtain something. You obtain a message, some meaning, something new, probably. You always take something of your reading. You solve a problem, yes, as well. Some information. And focuses on the transfer of meaning from writer to reader. But also the reader, the writer, everything contributes to the process of building meaning. So that's why we need to think that whenever we are reading as students, as individuals, but also thinking that we need to read with children and read to children in the future as teachers, this is important. This will not be separated, yes, and we need to find the connections between that text, whether it is a book, a poster, whatever it is, a website, and the reader, whether it is you or your student. Always bear this in mind. And you will go back to read this when you're doing your task. But it's not only reading, as we said at the beginning, it's not just sitting and read. You need some kind of a way, yes, a way in which you can be successful, yes. So most probably what you're thinking here is of a strategy. And if you think I was looking for images of strategies, a way to find something, yes. So I underline the text to understand. When we are talking about the standards, for example, what did I do to understand the standards? I read and looked for a central idea. That's a strategy I have. You might have others. There's always a way to solve a problem or to get to an objective. So what can you say? A strategy. What is a strategy? Is a way? We said already here something.
Read out loud.
Read out loud is a strategy. Yes, it's here. If an effective way to understand what you read is reading aloud. Exactly. So this is a list of strategies. But what is a strategy? A strategy is a way, a path, yes, a path, un camino to
learn.
To learning, excellent, to learning and to understanding, to learn, sorry, and to understand. And to understand something, excellent. Because the idea of strategies, it doesn't come only, or it doesn't relate only to reading, but also to learning. And there are lots of authors I read that started working like 20, 30 years ago about developing strategies for learning. That means that we are always looking for a way in which to achieve this objective to learn. So, okay, and you will be able to complete this graphic organizer when we read here the strategies, the learning strategies or reading strategies in general. What are they? Conscious processes. What does it mean is that they are conscious? What is conscious? The opposite of versus what is the opposite? Unconscious. Consciente, exactly. So something I can explain. And so here, this is conscious. So when Catalina says to understand, an effective way to understand is to separate in paragraphs, it's because she's conscious. She knows what to do. An effective way to understand is to highlight, is something conscious. Yes, you can explain it. If it is unconscious, you cannot say. Yes, it's automatic. It's like mechanical. But if it is conscious, you can explain it. So it's conscious. So strategies are conscious. You know what to do and why. Okay. Then it can be selected. You choose. So Catalina says, okay, I need to read something very important for this subject, for this module, which is so difficult. I will do this. I will separate in paragraphs, just because you choose. Because she could choose highlighting, but probably highlighting is not so effective. So you choose. This is the best thing to do. So you select. So that means you are a strategic learner. Whenever you have all of these tools and you choose what is the best thing. You have 100 pages to read, then you need something else. You can select another strategy because it's too long. I cannot read this separating by separating in paragraphs. That's crazy. So whenever you learn more, you will have new strategies and say, no, I will do this other thing. So that's why strategies are so important, because they provide the learners with tools. What are tools? It's very important.
Herramientas.
Herramienta is a great tool. That's why I got so much interested in this, because I had my students, secondary school students, who had lots of difficulties in reading, just because they couldn't read well in Spanish. English was difficult for them, but they were going to university, so they needed to develop it. And they needed these tools because they needed to learn the language and also read in English. And so they needed tools. Like secondary school students everywhere need these tools for academic work, or if they go to work, they also need these tools. Sometimes schools fail to develop this. So that had been my observation, and that's why I decided to study this. And so you become active, yes? Whenever you show the students some tools, for example, as a teacher, you see how your students can become active, because we said reading is active. So you're not passive, you're not just there and just you receive knowledge. No, you are active. So whenever your students have these tools, they are active, they're self-directed, they can organize themselves, and they can accomplish objectives. So this is why it's so important for you to focus on strategies. And with students of different ages, younger or older, students at college, for you yourself, you need to become active learners, strategic learners. And then they also collaborate in proficiency improvement. You will learn more of the language, the more you can apply good strategies, and just do not get overwhelmed whenever you have to read 100 pages. So, and you get self-confidence. What is self-confidence? Self-confidence is...
¿Es como el autoconfidente o no?
Confianza, confianza en sí mismo. Yes, exactly. So in 2 years' time, whenever you have to read 100 pages, you will be, okay, I can do this. I know how to do it. In English, in Spanish. And you know this can happen. The higher you go in the education level, then you need to read more. So you need to be self-confident that you can do this. And therefore you need tools. It's impossible otherwise. You need to be strategic. That's why we're focusing, because it has two objectives. It's you as a future teacher, but also present student. You need to develop this, but also think as a future teacher, how are you going to develop this in your students? Because you need to work with reading. It's impossible that you won't work with reading. So this is what Rebecca Oxford is an author that has been working for 30 years in this topic. And she says that learning strategies are specific actions taken by learners to improve learning, making it easier. So the more strategic you are, the easier it is for you. Faster, you learn faster, more enjoyable, self-directed, yes, you direct yourself, you choose yourself, effective and transferable. And this is very important. I think the most important word is this one, because you need to learn to transfer to new situations. Whenever you learn in Spanish, whichever strategy you learn in Spanish, you transfer to English. Whatever tool you apply to reading here in this module in literature, you will transfer to the module on culture. You transfer. That's the most important thing with strategy. So imagine you have a group of tools that you can adapt and choose and use in situations, and then you use them when you have to read one page, when you have to read 100 pages. And that's why strategies are so important. It really makes your work easier. And imagine if you have these tools, you also want to transmit to students. And therefore, whenever you come to school, you will be face to face, and there are different videos you can find on the internet with native speakers or not. But children is very, very young are involved in activities of reading. Even when they cannot read themselves, the teacher is reading to them. So that's why we need reading strategies. And we do lots of strategies. We apply different strategies whenever reading. And here is Snoopy thinking of predicting. So here, connecting, yes, making connections. The authors say you always make connections in reading. You cannot read just in blank, yes, not knowing anything. You visualize, yes, you think, you imagine what is happening, yes. You connect, yes, you put the pieces together. You ask questions, it's another strategy. Clarify, so check, look for information, and you evaluate. How did I read? Did I understand what I read? And that is very brief, we are going to develop. So why is in longer here? So why is reading important for children? What do you think?
Because read help to their imagination.
Yes, imagination. Yes, of course. They visualize things. They also, it says here, develop language, whether it is the mother tongue or a second language or a foreign language. Literacy, and I know Catalina has used the word literacy, which is an important word, but I would like you to read about literacy. And so here in this website, you will find the UNESCO website, good explanations about literacy. Because literacy involves many aspects, and it's a very important concept. So you will be reading on your own instead that I tell you, you would read. But also reading provides opportunities to support children to make meaning. And we say this meaning is related to understanding, to getting a message, and also how the text work, yes? So students, so from very young, you learn how texts are composed, what to write first, second. So you learn a lot by only with experience of reading. And also they provide, reading experiences provide opportunities for students to practice literacy skills again. As for example, the concept of print. So imagine little children, they need to learn that there are letters, that the language has letters, has some kind of print. Well, Chinese students will learn their ideographic writing, but there is some kind of print, yes? So the language is not oral, only oral, as they know up to a certain age, but it also has a printed version. They also learn the phonological awareness, how do words sound in the language and the systematicity of that. So speakers of English learn the th sound, the d sound, which are very specific of the language, but Spanish speakers also learn the ch sound, the y sound, which are specific in different areas of Spanish-speaking countries. And also they learn to make meaning. How does mean, how do they connect with that message? And so it's really a fundamental skill with children. And that's why it's so important. That's also why the creators of this program thought, how can I teach English to these students? By means of culture, by means of technology, by means of literature, because that means we're always involved in reading, and that's a fundamental skill. They need to build up the language, the knowledge of the language, and the language itself. So I think that reading is always important. We cannot separate ourselves from reading. And so this way you will go back to read on your own. We will just say great overview, so we check the task. Authors have categorized strategies. So many of the strategies you mentioned, yes, appear in the literature, and they also appear in whenever you do a study, as I did, and I asked my participants, what did you do, and so on and so forth. So they, all of them spoke to me about strategies and looking for solutions with an unknown text. How were they going to work with that text? But authors have a way to categorize them, strategies into direct and indirect, for example. Oxford talks about this. Rebecca Oxford, she has been, as I told you, she has been working with this for many years. Thinking about strategies whenever they involve the target language, or whenever strategies involve the learning process. Yeah? So direct strategies involve specifically learning the language. So there are many strategies that we are going to develop along the semester about learning vocabulary, for example. So those are strategies that can help you focus on the language, on learning the language, memory, for example, cognitive strategies. But there are other strategies, as we said, for example, creating the environment, listening to music, other strategies that help you support that process. And those strategies are more indirect. They organize they help you organize the activity. And they refer to metacognitive, social, or affective strategies. And we're going to say here, metacognition or metacognitive is something that the learners develop that is not directly the language, but the knowledge of the language. The awareness, the conscience. As I was telling you, strategies are conscious. So whenever you are at the level of metacognition, you analyze the topics consciously. And you monitor, yes, how you are undergoing that process. So that is metacognition, whenever you reflect about the process. As Snoopy says here, Snoopy evaluates the process at the end, meaning he's doing a metacognitive strategy, yes? Did I understand? Could I answer all the questions? Could I complete the task? So those are indirect strategies or metacognitive. They help me understand, think of the process. But cognitive strategies, on the opposite, include mostly the learning process itself, the mental process that offer the readers the opportunity to understand the text. It's more related to direct. They are related, yes. The direct strategies more related to cognitive strategies. Everything you do to understand the text, to understand the language. And indirect strategies are joined with metacognitive in the sense that they help you reflect, organize, first of all, organize the task, and then evaluate and reflect about that task. So you will read again about this. And I divided them in 4. So there are 3 stages of strategies. And that means we can have different ways of organizing them, but they appeared in my participants, they appeared in this way. And therefore I organize them in this way. And it reflects with the moment of reading. So there are different moments in reading. One moment is the moment before, whenever you're preparing your reading. And I think we have mentioned some of them. For example, I organize my room, or I do some kind of preparation. I print the pages, I look at the text, what do I have to read? So there is a moment in which we have a preparation, a pre-reading. And remember, the tasks are also, our tasks will be divided like that. Then there is a while reading. Whenever you're reading, you're doing something else. You separate in paragraphs, you highlight, for example. And then the after reading. What do you do after you have read? You evaluate, for example. You ask more questions. It depends. So the strategies are divided in that way. It's not the only one. You will have so 2 websites to read so as to confirm. But this is one way of organizing them. So pre-reading strategies, we have establishing a purpose for reading, and we know we always have a purpose. We need to find information, complete a task, learn something, find something, yes? Specific data, whatever. We always have a purpose. So that's good to think before reading. Overview the text. So you look on how many pages do I have? Do I know something about this topic? So you think, you link, you start thinking. And this is it, exactly. You review the text, the type, the typography, the length. Oh, it's too long, too short. Do I have pictures, charts? Do I know about this topic? So all of these are the strategies you prepare, mostly metacognitive, indirect, in the sense you're preparing yourselves to read. Then we have the while reading, and in the while reading, you are already reading, so you have to solve other problems. For example, you need to link, so link is connect, yes, connections. You're all the time thinking, what is this topic about? What do I know? How can I understand faster? You associate, you elaborate, and you understand words into context. So organize, for example, a semantic mapping. This text is about culture, intercultural relations. So you try to find how you can organize that, how you can connect. You also choose a note-taking technique, and you said you told me about this. You annotate, you highlight, you create a structure, a chart, a graphic organizer, a summary. So that is what you do. As adults, you know about this. You learned this at school, and you have been doing it. Then you understand the main idea. What is this about? Yes, what is this topic? And you can apply these 2 sub-skills, sub-strategies, referring to skimming, just trying to get the main idea, or scanning, looking for specific information. You have seen this probably also from school. You know the skimming and scanning. So these are strategies you choose. Remember, this is conscious. I have 100 pages. I will skim. Yes, what is the main idea? I cannot read every single sentence because probably it would take me too long. But it's only 1 page, and with important information, I will scan. This is what I need: specific data, names, numbers. So you read a different way, but you choose according to what we said here, what is their purpose. And then you answer questions. So questions are also a good strategies. Remember, Snoopy also said you question, you guess the meaning of new words, and that's something that will come in further classes. How to develop more vocabulary by getting these ideas from text, and also helping others to do this. Making connections and paying attention, and always evaluating, rereading. Do I need to reread? Do I need to go back? Yes, judging, evaluating. Did I read? Did I understand everything? If not, I reread. Remember, it's not linear. It's not from A to C. No, if you have to go back, you go back. So it's recursive. You always go back. And finally, the after reading is what you do after you have finished the reading. You summarize, you answer questions, you finish the task, you create an activity, whatever, a reflection, different things. So you use that information in something. And remember, these are going to be useful for you, but also, if you think, for your future students. And this is something, so you will have this here, you go back to reading, yes, and helping you thinking of the task. So always reflect, since you're learning this for you, but also to be able to connect this topic of reading to children. How are you going? Which strategies? How would you organize these strategies? Which are more important in this activity than others? And here you will have examples to analyze. You have videos, but you also have, no, these are videos. These are videos. But in the task, I will show you have some readings. And here you have different teachers with students. I think they are native speakers. Yes, they're native speakers. But it doesn't matter. These different teachers talk about different approaches to developing this activity of reading and strategic and vocabulary practice. Strategic reading and vocabulary practice. Okay. So we will refer to this reading task. So this is the second task, is reading strategies. You will again reflect on these two ideas we were reflecting at the beginning. Do you remember that you go back to the PPT and you have them there, add more. And then you will research. So this is a great page from the government of Victoria in Australia. And they give lots of ideas about reading with children. Why is it important? And this is an American page, Colorín Colorado, deals especially with teaching English to English learners in the United States. So this has also lots of, this website has lots of strategies and ideas and activities to work with English learners, specifically in the context of the United States, but it's transferable to new situations, as we said, and we can take lots of ideas from there. So you will read a lot about reading strategies, plus the presentations, and you have a lot of information there with which you will work in answering these questions using the books I have uploaded. I have uploaded to the to Educandos, the narration books. I will add more this afternoon, as I said, hopefully. Okay, and my scanner works well. Okay, so for example, this is a situation, and on this is the basis for your expositions, for your oral work. How would you present a narration book to elementary school children? And you have all of this background to think, you have the videos, the websites, everything we talked about reading. So for example, well, how would you start this? So this story is about, you will show them the book, the title. How are these called? Yes, you have a title, you have cover page, you have the back page. I try to, since we don't have the physical books, I scan this, so you have to, the back cover, you need to know all of this. So how would you use, which strategies would you use to present this activity, the book, for example, at the beginning of the reading process? And think you have pre-reading strategies. How are you going to motivate your students for reading? And remember, we also need motivation as adults to read. So not only I have to complete the task, but also there's something new I have to learn, something that is going to be positive for my future. So all of these are ways in which we have to motivate ourselves. How would you present the characters, the sections, the illustrations? Remember, you always preview, you show the students, what is this book about? Look at the pictures, yes, and think of the characters. There are children, there are animals. Who are the characters of the book? The setting, the theme, what can they infer? Remember, Snoopy said, you predict, you imagine, yes? And which can the message be? How would you guide your students to make connections? Because you will be reading a book, but you need to motivate their connections so they know something about this topic. If it is a book from another, with a story from another country, what do you need to do? What is the previous knowledge? And how you get the meaning. Remember, you're always creating meaning, but you need to interact with that text, as we said here in the strategy. Okay. And the post-reading is that you will choose a narration book. I will show them to you. You might have the same book because we have few ones. I will try to upload one more that is separated in 2 sections and one more. So you will have 4, 5. And you will analyze how would you tell the story to elementary school students following these questions. And this is not a class, it's a reflection. It's a reflection that you will present. You will create a presentation in 2 weeks' time. Yes. So it's not a class, but you will prepare yourself to show how would you do this, and see the videos here, in which you have the teachers interacting with students to have your ideas. So next class, I need you to work on this, yes or yes, because you need to bring some kind of advance or say how you're going to do it, discuss here in class, so that you can accomplish the video for next class, yes, for the 9th of, we said October, yes? Due 9th of October. Okay, so you have 2 weeks. We will see a little bit, I will have this, and we will see we will revise the agreements. Okay, for example, the carrot seed. This is not a long one. This is one of the books, the carrot seed. Yes. The carrot seed by Ruth Krauss. And here is the text. It's a very simple book. 1 page has a text, 1 page has a drawing. Text and drawing. Okay, it's a very, very cute book.
Teacher, I can
Yes.
see it.
You can't? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, this is the book, Carrot Seed. Sorry. Just to show you what there are others with more colors. It doesn't have many colors. The message is good, but I think it's not very colorful. So the Carrot Seed has 1 page. In 1 page has a text, on the other the picture. So whenever you're showing the physical book, students can see the writing and the picture. And so it is. It's not very colorful, but there are others which are more colorful, thanks to the marvelous books, the variety of books we have, like this one. This one is very colorful. Hope you can see where it's going. This is a very colorful book. Yes, so you have the author, the illustrator. So this is more colorful. Has more text as well, dialogues. So they're for different ages. Yeah, that's something you also need to analyze. How old should the students be to read either of the books? Remember the one I showed you 2 weeks ago was a very basic rhyming book for very young children. This is a book for already older children. Okay, so you will have a variety of these books. I hope you find them motivating. The books itself, the books in themselves are wonderful. And luckily, this is the resource we have. Okay, and I don't know why. Okay, Krishna likes reading. It's great, it's great. You learn a lot. And you learn now in the eyes of teachers, you learn to value them in another light, yes? So now you are on the student side because you're reading things that and information that are important for you, information important for you in every sense, since you're reading a lot and you need to develop this, but also in the shoes of teachers and thinking, okay, how can I improve this for this experience for children? And remember, you need to be creative. And in that sense, I trust you are the most creative because I saw what you did with other professors. And it was great. It was really impressive. So I commend you for that. And I know you will do your best to do a very creative work with this. So those books are on Educandus. Let me check. Yes, because it was closing. Okay, here, so narration books will be here. So check the ones I'm going to upload this afternoon. And the task will also be uploaded here. Yes, I have to finish uploading. And the task is short. It's only the guiding questions. Think of the questions as guides for you to follow and find out the way to do the task. It's not exactly that you're answering each question, but they work as guides for you to organize your task and your presentation. How are you going to do this presentation? So this is the task, the pre-reading, the while reading, and the post-reading. And we are not posting this to the forum because you will be anyway posting the videos, yes, and we will be commenting at that moment, yeah, not before. Okay, so please prepare a brief presentation for next session. You will be speaking a lot at the beginning. Sorry, I spoke a lot about strategies, but it's an important topic, and from now on, it's just going back to what you know and applying this, because remember also, this is a little seed, let us say, for your project. Because remember, the project, you might have a little bit from every class, from every strategy we see, from everything, from every topic we discuss. So remember when I say the PPP, portfolio, project, and participation are those elements of evaluation. You're working on your own, you're processing, and especially the project will show by the end all of these elements you have collected along the semester and put together for this for the project, for the class you're going to develop, for the activity you're going to develop. Okay, do you understand? Is there any question? We will write the agreements, and I will give you 5 minutes before I start explaining how to access the Oxford website to do the trial test. The professors have explained to me we might have this test next month. The diagnosis test for the English diagnostic test will take place next month. So You will be, I think you are in a good position now, better than you were at the beginning of the year. So I am really confident about your performance. But anyway, by doing this test, you will be, you will have a better idea what it is about. Okay, so questions? Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
The task of today, we have to read and answer the question.
Yes, follow the questions. Follow the questions, because think, what is your purpose? You're going to present how you would do this. Yes, you can answer the questions. That's a good strategy, but then you will have to put it in the shape, let us say, in the format of a presentation. Yes. And always remember, you are thinking of this. Which strategies? Can you see my screen?
No.
Okay, sorry. You're thinking of this in the PPT. You have, which strategies would you use to read narration books for children? And so the questions there are for you to guide you in the moments of reading. Yes. But then this should be not question answer. You can write as question answers for now to have an idea. But then this will be your presentation. Yes, this will be your presentation. It will evolve, yeah, let us say, yes. The task will evolve from being question answer to a presentation. It takes some time. That's why I am giving you 1 more week. And next week, you will show me, yes, an advance. So for next class, which will be the 1st of October already, my gosh, this is flying. Thursday, 1st October. So imagine, in 2 months we're finished. So we really need to be very strategic in finishing everything. So you reread, first of all, first things first. So you're preparing to do the task. What are you going to do? Reread what are you going to reread? The PPT presentation. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so you will revise everything about reading, strategies, everything there. Then, and download the task. Download the task document, and follow the activities. And it is indicated there. You read whenever you have reading, and you click the website and you read there. Or remember, also in the PPT you have the videos, so you have all the instruments you need. So download the task document and follow the activities. Remember, you need to do the task, otherwise you will be behind. Okay, so this is yes or yes. You don't upload to any forum, but you prepare to give an advance for next class. Prepare an advance of the presentation, an advance of the oral presentation. Also next week we will read the rubric for this oral presentation. Okay, prepare an advance of the oral presentation due on October 9th. So you have 2 weeks for this oral presentation. Then we will see the rubrics, which is very much connected to also the idea of reading, that you keep on topic, that you use the vocabulary correctly, the sentences the correct sentences, all of those. So it's, oral expositions are very similar to writing in that they are productive skills. Yes. So, but we will read that in detail next class. Anything else we need to remember? Finish, reread also. Reread, since we are new in Educandos. Reread the documents and information in week 1 on Educandos. And upload the section of your task to the forum. Yes, that's it. I think, is there anything else you remember we need to remember? Okay, guys, are you there? Okay. Is that okay? Do we need to remember anything else?
No.
No? Okay. This will be on Educandos. And now I have 2 minutes to go to the toilet. And I hope you can stay connected, since I need someone to be my, so you need, do you all have the list we will use your university email addresses. Okay, so we need that. And I will need one person following with me online. We will share screens. And everyone will try to do that on your own, on your own computers. If you can't, I will be able to help you. On another occasion, we will arrange, but between today and tomorrow morning, everyone should need to have this access. If there are people here who cannot do it today or tomorrow, I will help you next week. But the important thing is that you all have access to at least one trial test, Oxford online placement test. Okay, so are we clear? Do you all agree? Can you stay one more hour? Okay, yes, at 12, anyway, I have another meeting. So at 12 we finish. And the ones that already, you can do the process and you're ready, you follow your test, and we are finished for today. Okay, so let's go to the toilet, bring some water, whatever you need, and in 10-ish minutes, we're here, okay? 11:15, is that okay?
Sí.
Okay, see you, 11:15.
Sí, okay.
See you, bye-bye. Ahí vamos a grabar. Esta última parte a ver si sale bien. A ver si Paola puede compartir. Tiene que empezar de
Profe.
cero.
Ya, ahí lo ven.
Perfecto. Entonces,
Profe,
a este email, Paola, te deben haber enviado el organization. Si no,
Sí, ese es.
Ajá, ¿y ahora qué te hace cuando se sign in? Yes, any question? Sign in?
no, ya no.
Ah, ya, estaba.
Así
¿Alguien?
no.
Ah, no, no te da, no. Entonces, vamos a tener que empezar. No, ya está. Entonces hay que empezar con otro, Paola. ¿Tienes otro email? Vamos a hacer otro. O
Ya.
sea,
Pero en
registrarte.
el
Sí.
pago, pero en el correo sale el nombre y... Ay, no sé cómo explicarlo. Pero aquí como tú...
Create 1.